In 16 AD, the Roman general Germanicus was on the hunt for Arminius. He tore through the lands of Germania, burning and looting, trying to force a fight with Arminius. But the brilliant Cherushi chieftain refused to be drawn into a battle on Roman terms, instead luring Germanicus and his legions deeper and deeper into unfamiliar hostile territory. Germanicus knew he was being baited, but he needed to follow Arminius across the Weser River, stretching his supply lines. Finally, he found his enemy at a river crossing. There, on the far bank, stood Arminius himself, the man who had once fought alongside the legions that now stared at him. Germanicus was a skilled planner. He wasn't going to risk his prized legionaries in a dangerous river crossing. Instead, he devised a clever plan using his cavalry.
Listen up, men. The traitor Arminius clearly set a trap for us. Emilius and Statinius, take your cavalry and outflank the enemy. What's the plan, Germanicus? Arminius will get distracted and will have to split his army. And then I will charge with the Batavian cavalry, right? Exactly, you will lead your cavalry across the river and hit them in the center. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now go and bring glory to Rome. Advance!
But Germanicus underestimated his opponent.
Arminius, look! Their cavalry is trying to flank us!
Excellent. Arminius anticipated the move. Suddenly, he pulled his men back, pretending to retreat to avoid being surrounded.
Fall back! Sir, the enemy is routing. Should we charge? Looks like blood's back on the menu, boys. Charge! Advance!
Seeing the enemy flee, the Batavians charged into the river and pushed forward eagerly.
Give way! Hold your ground! Make a shield wall! Shall we start getting ready, sir? Fire!
They smashed into the German line. Chariovalda and his elite warriors cut a path through the defenders with ease. For Germanicus, Watching from the far bank, everything was going perfectly. Thus, he ordered his infantry to begin crossing. Then, Arminius sprung the trap. His retreat had drawn the Batavians onto a plain surrounded by forest on three sides. Suddenly, the chieftain stopped his retreat. As his warriors turned to fight, thousands more Cherushi infantry burst from the tree line, swarming the Batavians from both sides.
Infantry! Kill them all! Footmen, attack! Fall back! Line formation! Stand your ground!
A storm of spears, rocks, and darts rained down on the elite horsemen. They were completely surrounded. From a distance, the other Roman cavalry commanders saw the ambush and spurred their horses on. Chariovalda roared at his men to hold their formation. He gathered his personal retinue and charged headfirst into the thickest of the fighting. He fell under a hail of darts, but his sacrifice worked. Just as his remaining men were about to be wiped out, the cavalry of Stertinius and Emilius arrived, crashing into the Germans. Seeing his trap broken, Arminius ordered his men to pull back into the forest. The day ended in a bloody stalemate. Germanicus had his river crossing, but he had lost some of his best men, and Arminius had proven he was still the master of the ambush. During the night, a Germanic horseman rode up to the Roman camp and shouted,
Romans! You fought well in today's battle! Arminius is willing to pay any Roman a daily wage of 100 sesterces. If you will abandon your camp and serve in our army. Let daylight come, and let battle be given. Then we'll take your land and carry off your women.